DryWaffle.
Yo!
Never gets old, that does it?
No. Back in the
Love
building.
it. It's Saturday.
Episode 6.
Episode 6. 6 or 7?
6.
6.
6.
Getting closer to that 10. Will they make it?
What we're gonna do after that?
Carry on.
Oh.
Get to 20. Then 50.
It's a long time of staying sober, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. We're feeling it a little bit at the minute, aren't we, I think?
I've been feeling it this week.
Yeah.
So my mindset is I don't want to drink, but I want to feel pissed, or just different.
The escapism.
Yeah. I don't want to drink because I don't want everything that comes with drinking. But I've been getting a few moments where I've just been like,
You've had a pretty stressful week in work, haven't you? And I think it's weighing you down a little bit.
Yeah, just obviously I definitely get stressed when I have to do a lot of concentrating and a lot of new tasks. Because until I get used to how I do these new tasks, I find it quite overwhelming. I think obviously because of my ADHD, I find stuff like that really hard. Once I'm in a rhythm with something, I start to feel better about it. But at work, it's been a lot of new stuff, a lot of different tasks, a lot of not pressure, but just there has been deadlines, and I think that kind of has just stressed me out a bit. And then I think this weekend especially, I've been I need a release, and it just doesn't obviously going on a run, going on a walk, love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it, and I don't, I love it, but. Yeah, my little brain's been going. We want the familiar, please.
Yeah.
We want the ooh.
Yeah, we got an ooh from the ginger shot today, though. If you've not had a ginger shot, I'd highly recommend it. It does give you a moment of wow. It definitely gives me a wow.
I can't think of the person who I was going to say that sounded like. Then.
It sounds like our intro.
Yeah. It does.
Our jingle.
But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, I've been dealing with that,
Yeah.
and I've been thinking, am I ever gonna get that again? But it passes, and
here we are with our CBD
and
drinks
here we
in
are.
our
And
snazzy glasses.
and that's
Bit
just
extra them, aren't they?
yeah. Thought I'd go all out. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think where my brain is with it, it's for the brief moment where I would enjoy the activity of doing whatever would give me that release I'm thinking about. I wouldn't want to trade everything I've got now for that. So
for that one first drink, and then
so it's just a sacrifice I have to continue to make.
It is.
And that's where I am with it. But I have struggled this week, and it puts into perspective that
it's not easy.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
Not won. I have not won this battle.
Absolutely not.
By a long shot. So
doing good. I feel like I'm doing good at the minute.
You're looking like you're pulling this off pretty well, to be fair.
I've hit my stride, I think, in the last couple of weeks. My skin's cleared up. I've been exercising more. I feel like I could have had more energy. For people that are listening to this, Bobby is supping his CBD out of a wonderful Prosecco glass, very tall.
I love how you always call me Rob. You always call me Rob, and then just switch to my stage name.
I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, I have been feeling good. I'm finally feeling that flow of reward from the not drinking for a long time. It's actually finally hitting me now, which is great.
What are we on now? We're on 7 months and
16
days. I checked today on the I Am Sober app.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
I tell you what though, since we hit 7 months, I was saying today, I feel like it's been sorry, I thought you were about to dab then.
Apologies.
Back
in the room.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just rudely interrupted by your involuntary actions there.
I'm sorry.
What was I saying? What was I
I
saying?
don't know.
Oh,
You
God.
lost it.
Oh, so
Oh.
since 7 months, it just feels like it's dragged a bit. But I don't know what I'm actually aiming for. I don't know why I want it to go quicker. I
Or
think.
what you wanted.
I think. I think.
I'm so sorry.
I think. I think you start to chase the numbers in the thing, don't you? You want to get to 8 months and then 9 months, and it's like, why? What am I waiting for to go to 12 months and then what? Like, you know, I suppose. It's good to count. It's good to count the days. I think it's good to look back, but yeah, I think I'm just getting a bit in the frame. I'm like, God, are we not on 8 months yet? Are we not on 9 months yet? But I think that might come part and parcel with me. Create. I might just be like struggling a bit with it.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not. I'm struggling like. I'm at like 15% struggling. Like the rest, I'm like right. So I'm not cracking.
Yeah. No.
Yet.
You need that motivation, which you've
Yet.
got.
Come home and there's a pile of empty cans around.
What, tonight? If I'm going out tonight and I'll come home and you're like, bleh.
Come home and I'll.
You wouldn't be
Well,
like,
I won't be.
bleh.
I won't
You'd
be
be
here.
like,
I won't be here. I'll be out in Manchester or somewhere. But no.
got this.
So how's your week been? I know
Good.
how your week's been.
Exercising. I've been exercising loads, running again.
Yeah.
We did my first ever park run today.
You did?
I did. It was hard.
It's a tough course.
Yeah, I found it difficult. I think I went too fast out the blocks.
Yeah.
And then I was blowing, but I was like, no, Beth, you. And then actually, I nearly, on lap 2, I was nearly like, oh, I can't do this. But then I was like, no, Beth. I was like, what would Jamie do? For anyone that doesn't know who I'm talking about, I've had an absolute fixation with Jamie Lang this week as he's been running his 5 ultra marathons. I've been an emotional wreck over that journey. I think he's an absolute incredible human. I think it was a real testament to what you can do with your mind because, my God, his body was not there with him.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Just waking
well
up.
Well done, Jamie.
Waking up with you, just sat in bed at 7 a.m. crying.
I just think it was amazing. Honestly, I could get emotional now. I just think it was incredible.
No, it was. I mean, 5 ultra marathons in 5 days.
And bear in mind, he'd only run 25 kilometres before he'd done that. I mean, some might say that's batshit crazy, but hey, he did it. So shout out to Jamie.
He did it.
We also watched Adolescence this week, didn't we?
Yes. What did you get from that? Let's just go straight in there. What did you get from that? What do you think they were trying to say there?
Don't have kids.
Definitely. That is 100% what I got from that. No.
No, we're joking.
No.
Well, a little bit, but I mean, I've seen a few interviews with Stephen Graham, and he said he wanted to portray the point of it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a community, and it's all about like, the government are involved, the schooling system, parents, family members, and then you've got that mixed up with social media as well, and it's like there's so much happening in a child's life now, so it's
I
the
think
depiction of the other side of what you typically see, isn't it? And the fact that they just and that they filmed every episode in one take. That was insane.
Yeah, I think if you were looking for like an exciting action-packed like kind of crime drama, you'd have probably watched that, and you would have probably been like, oh, this is boring. But from if you're really interested in, like you said, the art of like filming it like that, and the art of like watching an actor do a full scene without the camera stopping, and just the emotions of it, like that it was so tense, wasn't it? Like there was no there was no frilly bits. There was no frilly bits. It was just pure like, this is what happens. We're not going to glamorize like knife crime or try to make this look cool or try to make this try to make this like fashionable or anything like
No.
that. It was just
Raw.
look, if you choose to go out and do this, this is how it's going to affect your family. This is going to affect the people around you. This is the ripple effect of knife crime,
Yeah.
but also people who suffer with mental health and
Kids that suffer with
kids that attack people
bullying.
because they're getting bullied or you know, it just touched on a lot of different subjects and
but in a really smart way.
yeah, no, I thought it was a great bit of TV. And it's definitely a thought provoker, wasn't it? It was like, you know, it was really, really powerful, I thought.
Gripping, yeah.
But yeah, that was.
But that actually brings us quite nicely onto society.
Does it?
And Gen Zs and our topic of the day.
Wow.
Unless you wanted to raise anything about your week.
No.
Bobby.
No, that's fine.
I did the segue this week. I never do
you
the
did
segue.
the segue.
Go
you
me.
did the segue.
Yeah.
You took that from me.
I'm sorry. Again. So this week we are talking about sobriety in society. We're going to do this different this week, aren't we?
Why?
We're going to answer questions.
Well, have you got some questions?
I have got
I think we just look for a few hot topics or conversation starters, didn't we? So we could like just have a little discussion about it. So go on, hit me with the first one.
Hit me with. Oh, that was out of tune. Hit me with your best. No. So, is sobriety becoming more socially acceptable, or is there still a stigma?
Yes and yes.
Straight up.
Yes and yes. Like,
boom.
Excuse me. I think sobriety is becoming more socially acceptable. All you have to do is look at the amount of alcohol-free drinks there are out. I think
that's really leveled up.
I think the venues are making it feel more socially acceptable. They're doing the bit like to obviously I know it's a money maker for them, isn't it? Like the more, but having them alcohol-free drinks there, having that sort of, it does make you feel better about going places. And it, you know, if you know that if you go to a certain bar, you know they've got like loads of different options. You're like, yeah, I could definitely go there for a few hours actually, listen to some music. I'll have a few non-alcoholic drinks. Yeah, and I feel like they're accommodating me.
Yeah, I'd say more so for you than they are for me, because I don't like beer.
Yeah.
So they've definitely got more alcohol-free beer options. The wine and the Prosecco's getting better.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say they've nailed that yet. There's definitely some options available.
Yeah.
We went to a wine bar, didn't we, the other week, and they were nailing it. They did really well.
Well, they did red, white, rosé, and the
Prosecco,
no Secco,
yeah.
And they had loads of different.
And the rosé was nice as well. And then there's a new bar that's opened up in Manchester, the cocktail bar, that I'm actually going to on Wednesday. So I'll feed back next week. But yeah, I do agree. Like it's definitely getting better, which feels more socially accepting, and like there's definitely more on the shelves these days.
Yeah.
I think as well because, as I said, the Gen Z world is that crowd.
Sorry, what's the Gen Z part? I don't remember this.
There's a fun fact.
Oh right, sorry. I thought you made it sound like we were having a full-on episode about Gen Zs, and I was like, whoa.
Well, sorry, it was Gen Z.
I don't even know what that is.
Sorry.
What is Gen Z? What age group is that? Are we Gen? No, we're millennials.
Millennials, yeah.
Right. So what's the Gen Z?
Gen Z, I think, is between the age of 18 and like 28 or 9.
Is it?
I'm going to confirm that fully, but...
Yeah, we should have probably confirmed that before.
Yeah. No, but I think it's roughly that. Maybe little bit older. But it's definitely... My brother was, like, right on the cusp.
Being Gen Z.
So I think he's... Sorry. I think he's...
the Queen.
He's on the cusp. But basically,
R.I.P.
Gen Z are drinking about 1/3 less than older generations, which is considerable.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think as a result of that, people are questioning.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're drinking less? Did you hear that thunder?
Oh my god, it's freaking me out. I don't like thunder, baby. No, I'm scared.
Did you reckon that'll come up on the podcast?
Know. FYI,
there's a thunderstorm going on outside.
There's an epic thunderstorm happening outside him. Betty does not like thunder or lightning.
Right, let's not digress too much. Can I?
Sorry.
Because I just had a little point then about why I think
The Gen Zs.
the younger generations are not drinking. That's like I said, not too sure what age bracket Gen Z is, but when I think this, the younger generations that have grown up purely with social media.
Mm,
Like when we were younger, you might have had like a grainy video of you doing something daft when you were drinking or getting off it,
yeah.
and it like few and far between where you'd get filmed when you were out with your mates at a party or whatever.
Yeah.
Now everything is on the
Yeah.
internet, and you can't get away with anything.
Nowhere to
You
run.
can't get away with saying anything, doing anything, and if you get too drunk and like upset the masses, that's potentially your sort of social life like ruined in a way, isn't it? When you like these youngsters.
Yeah.
So I think that will have played a part in them not wanting to, and they'll have seen the damage that it's caused maybe the parents and there's more information available to them now to say how dangerous and how bad it is.
I think that's a big thing. I think you go on social media now and they talk more than they've ever done before about the harm that alcohol actually does to you. And I think there's just a general kind of more focus on health and fitness these days than going out getting hammered. Like, and as well, I do think probably like the celebrity culture. You don't really see celebrities these days like going out getting smashed or anything like that. Like in our generation, you'd have your celebrities would go out and get smashed,
and it was glamorized, wasn't it?
Massively. Whereas
But then,
it's not.
but then you get like there's what did I see? There's like that Charlie XCS or something, and she had like a vinyl that had like white powder in it.
Right.
So I think it is. I think we possibly we just don't
see
it.
As much, yeah.
We don't have like we don't have that in our vision anymore because we're not young and we don't listen to the young. They're probably still talking about getting messy. Well,
I don't know.
Because I'm too messy and I'm too.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess I definitely
maybe
feel
she just meant untidy.
Maybe. But I just think they're more interested in health and like well-being. Like you see more kids just like out running. Like I would not go running casually on a Saturday when I was 13.
When we went to
my weight would not allow that.
Little chubby little self.
Oh God,
that's another episode.
Trauma dump.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next one.
Do you want to talk about that
in the next one? Not today. I don't want my makeup to run.
Even your makeup's lazy. No, I don't. But what was I going to say then? Oh, when we went to what were the park we went to the other day? Heaton Park, and there was just like loads of teenagers just like in groups, just like jogging and like. I was thinking, when did this happen?
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, if we were walking through a park at 7 a.m, it's because we were still up off our faces. So, yeah, fair play.
It's good. He's healthy. I wonder if, I know I've said this to you, like I wonder if alcohol's going to go down the same route as cigarettes did. So like they've still not gone fully.
No, I think it's gonna, because don't forget, there's still plenty of people that can moderate. I know it sounds mad, like I'm not saying I'm not saying the majority can. I'm saying there is still a section of people that can accommodate alcohol in their lives, and it can be fun and rewarding for them.
Yeah.
And they can spend most of their lives doing it and not feeling any way about it.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason, it'd struggle to maybe be as bad as smoking, because there are people that can get away with having a couple of drinks and live a healthy-ish lifestyle.
Yeah, but you still see you do see more now than you ever have about the harming effects that alcohol does to you, and that's what they did with cigarettes.
Yeah,
they made it so it wasn't cool anymore, and obviously vapes have come in to kind of distract from it, which they don't seem great either. So, but like you've got alcohol-free stuff, which kind of distracts from it. I mean, it's not alcohol-free stuff's not perfect for it; it's still packed full of sugar in it. But I just wonder if there's going to be that shift as we get old. Our generation's going to get older and will die out. So if the younger generation, continues to kind of learn and develop like the Gen Zs have. I do think that I do think there's going to be more of a shift, which I think's good.
Yeah, but I think in terms of like the alcohol-free stuff, with smoking, you know, the thing that that your brain's addicted to is the nicotine.
Mm,
So with smoking, you can get that from vaping, can't you? You can get the
mm,
nicotine from vaping,
mm.
so it's a bit easier to wean it off, and then you get the health benefits of it. Smoking doesn't give you confidence. Smoking doesn't like take away your
Yeah.
smoking doesn't give you give you all the things that drinking gives you.
Mm.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, unfortunately.
Mm.
But it just doesn't do that. It doesn't change your brain in the same way.
But if you don't start like we did young, then
No, but I think what my point is, I think it's going to be harder for alcohol to go the same way as smoking because for the things that alcohol actually gives people in the day in their like social lives and everything,
mm,
and the fact that some people can live long, relatively healthy lives while moderating the drink, they don't need to if they don't want to. Like we're all gonna. You know, we all eat too much sugar. Like the reason I'm here, sitting here not drinking, is because I've got an issue with alcohol, whereas I can't control it, and it doesn't, and I use it in a way that makes me unhappy and unhealthy, and it leads to destructive behaviours for me.
mm,
And if it didn't, if I could just have a couple and whatnot, I might still be doing it. You
yeah.
know.
Well, I know, but I think I'm not saying it'll go exactly like cigarettes, but I definitely think it'll continue to decline, and it won't go back to increasing.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I can't see if one third of yeah. So I suppose if people are
If they're choosing, I
no,
think
yeah,
I think if
actually,
they're
yeah,
choosing from a young, the problem is with our generation is we started young, and it was like you say, it was glamorized.
yeah.
It's not being glamorized anymore. So what? So people
Is it
just
not? I don't know if it is. I
yeah.
don't
I,
like.
d-
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I don't.
But
Obviously, it's not being consumed as much, so something's changing. I don't know if it is being glamorized as much. I mean, it's still glamorized on films and people still do it, as far as I'm aware. But then I don't really see the content that young people are seeing.
mm,
I don't see what they talk about in school and in
mm,
colleges and
mm,
whatever. So
yeah.
maybe it is on the decline. Maybe it is. I don't know. Well,
Well,
that's a
it
question
does say that
I can't really
a
answer.
third.
Yeah.
So it is, isn't
The
it? That's a
stats would
massive
suggest
amount.
that it's changing.
Yeah.
It's so in terms of the question, the first question that you said, which was, is it changing in society?
Still a sigma.
Is there still a stigma? And this is being sober, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think in society, I think it's definitely becoming more acceptable to say you don't drink as a whole,
Mm.
as like a message, as like the way we function in terms, like I said, the boys and the clubs and like yeah, it's definitely being more accepted. I think socially, the way we socialize with our friends and that, I think it's still a way to go because I think
Mm.
it's very hard to have a social connection when you're sober with people that are still in the drinking culture. I
Mm.
think I don't think I'll ever be able to fully connect the same way I did
Yeah.
while with people that are drinking and getting on it
Yeah.
the way while I'm sober.
Mm.
Um, I think it will always only ever be like brief moments where I can just go out for a couple of hours and then
Yeah.
come away. So, on a personal level, um, I would say that I don't think I'll ever be able to fully be comfortable.
Mm. I guess
Um,
for me, the stigma comes when from a societal thing, especially with our maybe not even so much our generation, but older generation of like that. Oh, you're not having a drink, like why? Like or God, not drinking, fuck that, or that kind of like stigma, and because it's so ingrained in our society that alcohol is part of it. Actually, when you go, oh, I don't drink anymore. There's a stigma in that, and I don't think people actually mean to do it. It's just so baffling to them that you choose to have a life without alcohol.
yeah, it's like, oh, you don't drink, like, oh, why?
Why? Are
What's the
you
problem?
okay? Like,
It can't just be like, oh, that seems like a sensible decision.
yeah,
Like alcohol's really bad for you,
yeah,
and you all like it's never like, oh my god, that's great.
Yeah,
Like
there
you
is a
should,
few
you must
people
be.
that have definitely been like that, but the majority is like,
I, su-
why?
I suppose it's usually when you're like on a night out though as well, isn't it? Like or
No,
if
people said that to me at work. Like, no, I don't think that's the case.
mm. But I'll tell you something actually. I've had people say to me, like, and these are people that I know like regularly love waiting for the weekend
Mm,
to go out and get drunk and like always talking about how like, oh yeah, did this weekend, drunk about this much this weekend.
mm,
Sorry. I don't think we should drink that while we're doing this podcast. I keep needing to burp.
lovely.
But yeah, the you know they love it. They love the lifestyle. But then when they've talked to me about it, sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, you're still not drinking,"
Mm,
and I've been like, "Yeah, I just can't do it." I said like one just leads to 10, 10 leads to 100. Like you know, it's just I'm just better off without it. Like you know, and just like I'm quite honest about it. I'm like I don't care. I'll say how it is.
yeah.
I'll go yeah. I struggled with it and I don't anymore and I feel better.
Mm,
And then you see it ticking sometimes, and like the person just after that the other week was just like saw it ticking,
yeah. This
and then said, said to me, "Yeah, I'm actually trying to cut down during the week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not drink during the week." And it's like, you
That,
know, this is like somebody that loves it, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
and just, you know, it's still not this. This, I think if people were honest, the majority of people that drink would say, either I need to stop or I just need to drink. I really
Let
want.
it less.
I want to drink less because
Yeah.
I don't like how much I drink.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you do see like the cogs turning a bit, don't you? Like when
yeah,
you start to have those conversations with people, like even if it's not in that moment, I think people probably take it away and just hum on it a bit, which is a good thing. Like, you know, I guess this is why we do this podcast. It's not because everyone that we know that'll listen is definitely going to stop drinking, but it just gets your cogs turning a bit. And even if you can cut your drink by one or two a week or half or you know, it's a positive thing because it will impact your health if you can do that.
yeah. I mean,
And that's a nice thing for us to feel like we're a part of, isn't it?
yeah, and I just feel like as well more than ever now doing this, it's keeping me accountable. Like I
Yeah.
say, I think if I didn't do this, and I was just like let it slip, and I didn't. Excuse me, hello.
Sorry, I was looking at questions. I am listening. Sorry.
I'm joking. Um, I think I think if I wasn't doing this, um, and keeping myself accountable and being in the like sort of public eye to all of our 11 followers,
Yeah.
um,
And every one of you counts.
yeah, you all matter. And I think if I wasn't being accountable, maybe my brain week by week, if I just didn't work on these things,
Yeah.
would then be like, oh, well, I wonder what it would be like just to have a drink again. Though,
Yeah.
like, oh, and you know, by doing this, I keep myself at the forefront of not doing it, and
Mm.
I'm just that bit more against going. You know, you can't go back to it now.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, which is a good thing. I think it's good to feel that accountability.
Yeah, because it's you know my neural pathways have been programmed to go to alcohol for a wide variety of different
Yeah,
emotions
definitely.
throughout my life, and just because I'm sat here now, like saying I don't want to do it, and I can tell you all the reasons why, and they all make sense. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to keep getting challenged by
Yeah.
the want to do it, and this is the work, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's exactly what you're going through right now. Like what you were saying at the start, you're being challenged at the minute, and it's then when you really have to work with it, and when you really have to kind of sit through those feelings, isn't it?
100%.
Mm.
So yeah, that was that. Have you got any more questions? Sorry, I thought you were just away with the fairies before. I
No,
didn't
I
realise
just
you
took completely ignoring you.
like
uh,
boring.
do non-drinkers feel pressurized to explain their sobriety, and should they have to?
To explain their sobriety, should they have to?
I do feel like especially when you start, you defensive of it. Like, I'm going sober. These are my reasons why.
I think most people. I think whenever you change anything, you feel like anything that you've done with someone. Anytime you change your behaviour, um, and you feel that change might impact how someone feels, you probably always feel like you have to explain yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you and your mates always eat pizza every weekend or something, and then you decided you wanted to try and lose a bit of weight, and then your friends like, oh, we're getting out pizza then, and you're like, no, I'm not eating pizza anymore.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just say it like that because
Yeah.
then your friend might be like, oh God, like why? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
are you
yeah.
trying to say that I'm a big tubby now for trying to eat pizza, or like and you that why did I say this? But anyway, I think what my point is. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I do, mate.
So I think yes, I think we do try and feel like we have to explain ourselves when we don't want to drink, but I think it's because it's like a self-conscious thing. We don't want to like offend.
Yeah, you don't want to offend. And as well, and I do feel like you, and I do feel like you go defensive because of the society thing, though. It's like, I need to give you my reasons why I've chose not to drink, why I've chose to like stop drinking this
Because
harmful
it's going to be like,
substance.
because people are going to be like, why are you not drinking?
Yeah, it's mad. But that's the thing, is it's like what you always said. I'm going to let you say it because I won't say it.
What?
But about the bananas.
Oh right, yeah. Oh, I've heard it somewhere before. I'm pretty sure. I think I heard it on This Naked Mind.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh right.
I'm sure she said something like, if you replaced alcohol with like bananas. I think it was. I think it was This Naked Mind.
Why do you need to defend? So if you
if somebody was like, "Oh, do you want a banana, mate?" and you were like, "No, I don't eat bananas."
I've stopped eating bananas.
What?
Why would you do that? Are you okay? Are you addicted to bananas?
Yeah, someone would be like, "Go on, just have a banana."
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
You've had a hard week. Just have a banana, mate.
Go on, switch off.
But,
take your troubles away. They don't go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah.
What just happened?
That means we're further than we were last week.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wowzers. Okay.
Wrap it up, guys.
Last question then. Last question. I think it's a good one. How has the rise of sober curiosity and movements like Dry January influenced drinking culture?
Sorry, my brain was thinking of something else then, and I actually didn't know what you just said.
This is going downhill.
Oh, sorry, my brain just went somewhere else. Sorry, go on.
How has the rise of sober curiosity and movements like Dry January influenced drinking culture?
I think it's more of a question: how has sober culture influenced movements like Dry January and what was the other one?
It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, but I think but I think there's a reason why Dry January came about, and I think it was the question of like it like it's like a sober kind of mindset, like is my drinking, or like a sober curious mindset. It's like I'm recognizing that drink is a problem, and I think it's that much of a problem that I feel by giving it up for a month.
Yeah, it's like that year mentality, new year, new me.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I'll tell you what, that is when you realise how much you rely on drink to like unwind or whatever. When you try and do Dry January and you get 2 weeks in and you're like, sack it.
Yeah.
And I've done plenty of Dry Januaries where I've done that.
I've never, before this time, obviously, I've never completed a Dry January fully. I've always like given up on like day 29.
And that is what that should be like. That should be concerning.
Yeah.
That should be concerning. And a lot of the arguments are, oh, but a lot of my arguments were always, I just like it. I just enjoy it. It's like, yeah, but why can't you give it up for a month?
Yeah. I literally used to be like, I can't imagine my life without it, which is mad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's
that I used to be that person that'd go, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Don't trust anyone who's sober, me.
Yeah.
Don't trust anyone who doesn't drink.
Yeah.
They're all weird.
I mean, we are a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, when you are drinking, you want other people around you to be drinking, really, don't you?
I think like there is so like dry January. There's obviously 1 year no beer as well. That's like a building. That's how we started, isn't it? The 1 year no beer kind of within that movement. So there is more access to. I guess they're like micro communities almost, aren't they? Where you feel a sense of like belonging to something for whilst you're kind of going through this journey and moving yourself forward. The thing for me though is, and it's similar to how I felt doing 1 year no beer, is you holding on to that end point. You're just waiting for that end point. So actually you're not really kind of getting an understanding of what your life is without alcohol, because you're kind of looking for that end. So with dry January, you've got 31 months and you're just clinging on and pulling yourself to that day. And that's how I felt when I said like 1 year no beer. I felt like I wasn't living life properly because I was clutching on to that end point, which I actually don't think's very good. Now that doesn't, I'm not taking away from the benefits of dry January or 1 year no beer if you able to commit that, but I think mentally that's where I really struggled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I suppose it's. I don't know. I don't know what my thoughts are on what you've just said.
Is that because you weren't listening?
No.
You had an ADHD moment. It was just so mind-blowingly like amazing that it's just made you speechless.
I don't know. I just don't have an answer.
You don't need to have an answer. That's my opinions and that's my views.
Yeah, I think, but I'm going to try and have an answer anyway. So I think, I don't know. I think like it's different, isn't it, for different people? I suppose there's nothing wrong with doing 1 year no beer. There's nothing wrong with doing 1 week no beer.
And and that's an achievement, however long.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying completely. If your whole goal is to do 1 year, then there's a high chance that when you get to the end of that year, you might then go, I've completed it. Whereas, because you've not put yourself in the mindset of this is a life. This is a life. This is a lifestyle change now.
Yeah, and that was for me. Do you know what I mean? Like it definitely, like any length of time not drinking, people should like congratulate themselves and celebrate that because it's an achievement and it's freaking hard.
Yeah.
I think for me though, in my mindset, I wasn't living my day-to-day life and I wasn't understanding what this means for me in my life because I was holding on to that year and it just wasn't healthy for me.
But we did watch that thing, didn't we, about the 1 year no beer, and the guy said a high percentage of people that do the 1 year no beer actually go on to actually not drinking.
Yeah.
So
which is amazing.
That says it works, but yeah. So I think in general, to sum up the sobriety in society, I think it's becoming more acceptable.
Yeah.
You only have to look online and see the podcasts and the different influencers and the different people that are giving it a go and talking about it to show that it's definitely making an insurgence. Is that a word?
Don't know.
Is it insurgents?
Don't know.
Surgents.
A surge.
A surge. Let's just say it's growing. Although I do think insurgents is a word,
sure it is.
But we'll look after.
Yeah. We'll put that in the notes as well, as well as how old Gen Zs are.
See, we need like
we need a producer.
We need like we need like on Joe Rogan where he's like, what's he say? It's like, oh you, pull it up.
Yeah, one day.
Pull that up on just pull that up on Google, will you?
Yeah.
Just like, is insurgents a word? What does it mean? It's like, it's a baby elephant. Right, well, so I think it's getting more popular. I think sobriety is becoming a little less nerdy than it used to be.
More cool.
It's a little more cool. It's cool to be clean, man.
Yes, there we go.
And I can't rate. If it was like Trustpilot, I'd be like 4.8.
Yeah.
I'd give it like a 4. I'd give it like a 4.5 stars. I'll say it's 4.5 stars, like, and they are some good 4.5 stars. Half a star is for the fact that sometimes you just want to go back to your old ways.
Yeah,
but you
sometimes
can't.
it's tough.
But 4.5 stars on Trustpilot,
Banging. Damn.
amazing.
Tempting.
I don't think you can even get half a star, can
I'd
you?
go visit that restaurant.
Yeah. So
I'd go eat that steak. I've gone rogue.
right.
And on that note, if you've enjoyed this, please follow and subscribe. And follow us on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
What else are we doing? Oh, we've got a newsletter that I don't really send out yet because we've got 1 subscriber on. No, 2. No, 3.
Are they still waiting for the bloody newsletter?
I will send one. But yeah, if you want to subscribe, go to drywaffle.com and
Look.
Give us your email.
We're doing our best to keep this podcast
going.
going. You know, we're working on becoming more consistent. But I think at the minute, no pressure. Don't put too much pressure on me.
no pressure.
Don't put too much pressure on me.
Under pressure. Dun, 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 dun,
But we are
dun,
trying,
dun,
and
dun,
hopefully, when you hear this or see this, you enjoy it and you get something from it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you've made it to this point,
we appreciate
get
you.
a life.
Thank you.
Like, what the hell? Right, but anyway,
Let's
right,
do
we're gonna leave it at that. So
Yeah.
we're off, skis.
Bye.
Bye.
Try waffle.